Hi, good morning everyone. My name is Joanne Peace and I'm happy to be here this morning with you from San Jose State Library School, where I'm going to talk to you at Calgary Public Library about Foursquare. So thanks for your time this morning. So what is Foursquare? It's a location-based social networking site that you use on your cell phone, and you use it to check in, get points, you can add tips, and find friends. So it's a chance to keep up with friends, and millions of people are using Foursquare. Last week they said it was up to 20 million people, so it is popular. You can discover what's nearby. You might even discover a library, and you can save money and unlock rewards, so there's some benefits to using it. Foursquare is a platform that can connect technology with reality in any number of ways, limited only by imagination. And I think this is a great quote from Melissa Rethelson in her work, because it really keeps them in mind the possibilities that we can use Foursquare for. So it is supporting your changing services at Calgary Public Library. You've already gone mobile, you've got your website on people's smartphones, and this is really the next step in the evolution. J.N. West writes, "Put your library in spaces where people are already interacting," one of the goals which we're trying to meet with outreach. And I think this is a great point, because we're already being out there in the community on the mobile phone, and Foursquare will add to that. And Calgary Public Library is celebrating 100 years of service this year, and I think that's wonderful that you're looking back and reminiscing about where you've been in the last 100 years, serving this great city of Calgary of 1 million people. But this Inspiring Life Stories is your new mission statement, and I think that's really clever, and Foursquare ties into that very well. So in order to use Foursquare, you have to be willing to learn. And we look at New York Public Library, who has really used this application very well. You can see that they have like 25,000 plus check-ins, and they're using it to showcase these beautiful pictures of that library. Another leader in Foursquare usage is Harvard University. On their tagline on their homepage of Foursquare, they say, "We are an interconnected community of people, ideas, and experiences." And I think that's really nice. They're wanting to enhance those connections, and they're using it, they're tapping into their history. They're like, the first tip is the Co-op Society bookstore since 1882. So they're really leveraging this as a way to enrich people's lives with little bits of information. Darien Public Library in Connecticut is doing very well with Foursquare. If you become a mayor, then you get a tote bag, which is $25 value. And I like how they are using these pictures to really showcase this beautiful space. Calgary Public Library, this is the Crowfoot branch. We have 343 check-ins here, a couple pictures. Not that many. We are certainly going to be able to leverage this and use it a little bit more. At the bottom of the screen is where I could leave a tip if I wanted to. And here's an example of some of the tips at Crowfoot. The top one is great view of the Rockies on a clear day, which is very nice because it's so true. When you're at Crowfoot, you're on the edge of the city looking at the Rocky Mountains. But it's also some informative tips here about parking. Parking can be difficult, says Allie, and further down Bart says parking is nuts. So I mean, this is pretty good feedback. Foursquare definitely has a gaming element to it, a little bit of a competition that you can vie to become a mayor of a certain location, or you can like challenge yourself to get check-ins, and you can just have a little bit of fun with it. And I think that is really relevant to our users. The feedback from Foursquare is really like gold, writes Donna Eckhart in her article, Tech Tips for Every Librarian. Here's an example from Darien Library, where Ananda says, this is an excellent library with the exception that patrons don't know how to keep quiet. If you need to study, go to the quiet room upstairs. So I think this is really valuable, because who knows if Ananda would go up to the service desk and mention this, but she is passing out this information to other people. So anyone on Foursquare can read that and realize that maybe it's a bit noisy. Maybe they need to go upstairs. But very valuable feedback for sure. The possibility with Foursquare is really phenomenal. We know that the mobile phone is becoming our service gateway. It's going to allow us to really encourage conversation with our patrons, with our customers, and just help strengthen the fabric of community life. This Foursquare can help position Calgary Public Library right in the heart of the community, right in the middle of the story. It definitely takes the library to the user. So there's more creative ways to converse with our customers. We're going to reach new users, new customers that perhaps have forgotten about the library and think, oh yeah, here they are on Foursquare. We can use it in practical ways, like customers will be able to reserve a spot in the program room or maybe a computer. There's the social networking component where they can tell their friends. We'll definitely be promoting programs and services and just even broadcasting news like, oh, this is our 100th birthday party or something significant that's going on in the city. Another possibility is even to answer questions and be an answer engine as opposed to a search engine, and there's actually a lot more as well. So we are at the sunset of this presentation, but the sun is not setting on libraries. We have such great opportunity with social networking sites like Foursquare, and this really is in keeping with the mission statement at Calgary Public Library. So I think it's fitting that we turn to Foursquare to, help build relationships in the community and to stay relevant and to stay in the community as a public library. So thank you very much for listening to this today, and have a good afternoon.